A few introductions. Carl DeSantis brings many years of influential leadership experience to the KCBIA team. As Executive Director, Carl is the official ambassador and spokesperson for Downtown Kamloops. Samantha, hi Samantha. Samantha is marketing graduate from the Thompson Rivers University, and she loves the Kamloops outdoors and spends all of her free time either hiking or enjoying the local food scene. Ask her where to eat, she knows them all. I'm Christine. I graduated from TRU with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, and I am in the Administrator and Membership Services position at KCBIA. And our guest speaker, Shannon Mitchell, has worked at Glacier since 1995. Her recent role was publisher of the Tri-City News in the Lower Mainland for 7 years. With the newspaper industry changing, she had the opportunity to launch the transition from Kamloops Matters to Castanet Kamloops. As GM for Castanet, Shannon's passion is to assist and support the editorial team, to ensure the growth of digital services, and to build community relationships and make strategic partnerships that help and support businesses in Kamloops. Good morning, Shannon, and thank you.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say how much I appreciate this opportunity. Carl, Christine, and Samantha I moved here 2 weeks before COVID, not knowing anybody. And so my overall feel is people are very kind in this community. And I look forward to meeting with people in person more than Zoom technology, that's for sure. So I wanted to start, the overall message for today is talking about the business pre-opening plan and some tips, for example, in regards to relaunching your business through now that COVID has subsided somewhat, and how your business can work with Castanet Kamloops. And I feel like understanding that and being your best advocate for your business will be able to, you'll be able to leverage those relationships with us. Bentley, the salesperson here, we've just hired an additional salesperson who is a long-standing person in this community. Her name is Shara Walter. So even yesterday when I was in Fratelli's, the gentleman said, "Oh, so Shara's starting with you," and so I was pretty encouraged by that. And so we also have a great editorial team. Teresa has lived here all her life, Teresa Varenka, and Brendan. We just hired, she's moving from Toronto actually, to focus on editorial. She'll be doing all the video and social media. So building the team after, we had a little bit of, oh my gosh, everything is changing here when I got here. So building and regrowth is the whole plan. Next screen.
Do you see where it says remote control?
You can control.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you accept that, and then
let's see if it's going to work today.
Yeah, let's see if it works. Another reason why you'd like to just meet in person, right?
So let's see if I accept it, and let's see if it works.
Yeah.
Because it didn't last time. Not working today.
Oh, okay. I'll do it for you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm definitely not a reader of slides, so I'm just going to speak to this, and I know that this will be saved so everyone can read the fine print. In regards to our editorial with digital agencies and news services, our readership is 100% online, and news integrity is the main focus of our business, focusing on Kamloops specifically. Marketing and advertising, our goal is to build long-term relationships with business to assist them in achieving their goals. Next. So in regards to editorial, and then we can go to the next screen. We want to make sure that there's a clear line between editorial and advertising. It's the way that we keep our news service integral. So you'll notice that on our news feeds and on all of our social, it is only news. We want to stick to hyper-local Kamloops news. Our impressions, so that's something that we really focus on, are the people who are coming to our site. We focus on how long they stay on the site, and that's a mandate for us to make sure that people are engaged and utilizing our news service. How you can benefit from the editorial side of things is we only have 2 people who work with us on the news side of things, and we have approximately 100,000 impressions per week right now, so about 1 million page views per month, and that is growing. That is our goal. And what this means is, if you have something that you're giving back to the community, if you have an event, if you are working on something that you think is newsworthy, we want to hear about it. Same as sponsorship. Sponsorship is a tool for us to get our brand out and our voice in the community and be a community partner. The businesses can approach us, and I'll give you, for example, the Royal Inland Hospital this weekend is having the stay-at-home gala. So, you know, we talked and we said, okay, how can we work together? How can we promote you? And businesses that want to do partnerships with us, if it is a give back for community, for example, the Rib Fest with the Rotary, we can run advertising and potentially run editorial. And usually it always works because it is for the community. We can help promote and drive ticket sales. Obviously right now, mostly everything is online, to get some engagement with your audience and help promote your events. Next. Marketing. So we want to help your business grow. That is our goal. And if you can go to the next one. We have a different approach. The Castanet model is absolutely learning about people's business. We don't want to be just selling commodity. We want to understand your business goals before we start pitching product. It's a completely different model than sort of my legacy role, which was newspapers. In today's day and age with digital, people want to know the return on their investment. They want to know how many people have seen their ad. They want to know how many people have engaged with it. So proving our value is really important. And for us to have the opportunity to sit with businesses and understand their goals, because everyone has different goals. I mean, everyone wants customers in their door, but we need to understand customer acquisition. What is the customer worth? So it was very different during COVID, obviously. And now we're going back to, you know, a lot more consultative approach. For businesses in the Downtown Kamloops area and all business, we want, you know, the messaging is this. These are just a few tips. Be authentic. Do revisit your creative often. We want to make sure that you have a call to action. Branding is great, but in a time like this where every dollar that's coming into your business counts, we want to make sure that there's a call to action. Do assess the media channels where your customers are spending their time. For example, way more people were looking up on news. Unfortunately, the airplane crash, the news web traffic increases, social increases. We want to make sure that you are focusing where people are actually looking for news and content and what they're buying. Premium options, which has more credibility with consumers. I think this, and I know that Dawn, you're really well versed in this with looking at the growth of social, your social and your messaging, and being who you are and what you want to, the messages that you want to portray, what your business looks like. I just got a question in regards to creative. Creative is the actual ad copy. So it's the messaging in your ad. So, and that's the lingo, the creative term. And don't assume your audience is always consuming the content the same way they always have. Newspapers have value and they are credible. Radio, credible. All of the media sources are credible. They have value, but looking at where people are consuming that information in this specific COVID time, people are less in their cars. Are they less likely to be listening to the radio? Are they more going to be looking at their phones, looking for the updates of what's happening? Next. So this is a whole bunch of digital services that Glacier offers. And I'll tell you really honestly, my goal when I was asked to come here for this role was to focus on community display. So there's different products that we service. I am not going to get into all of these things. This is the big pie of what Glacier offers. When you're looking at your business, there are things that you need fundamentally, and when we do the consultations, we sit and we do homework first. So we want to look, and so the number one thing is I'm going to briefly explain SEO, which is search engine optimization. And it's the practice of increasing the quantity and the quality of traffic to your website through organic search engine results. So those are people who don't know who you are. And it's when you're on your phone and you go onto Google and you say, florist in Kamloops. And statistics prove that if you are not, that the 70% of people only click the top 3 results. So our job and the technology that our company can provide is to assist and improve your website so that it can appear higher in the ranking in Google. So that was the easiest way for me to explain SEO. It's very technical, but it's like having, we want to make sure that you're not on the back pages of Google. So your website provider will have some SEO. However, if you're in a very competitive market in a category, we have the technology and we have the team that will assist your ranking to be improved. It's a long game. It's not a fast game. The fast game on Google is the paid search, which is SEM, search engine marketing, and that is where your ads are at the very, very top. In regards to programmatic, so what we're focused on is SEO, making sure that your listing is appearing higher on Google through organic. Community display, sorry, I'm going to go to community display first before I talk about programmatic because it's less complicated. Community display are the ads that you see on our website. It is definitely a branding play, and we ensure that the creative, so the ad copy, will have a call to action, a reason to click. and those will build your brand, just like driving by a bus shelter. It's the same concept. Programmatic, I'm sure everybody here on this call has experienced programmatic ads. When you have gone to somebody's website and then you go look and you're carrying on with your day and you've typed in your favorite brand of shoes, and then suddenly now you see your brand of shoe ad following you. And you see that ad on a repetitive basis. That is called programmatic. It's targeted advertising. It is not a spray and pray, sort of that's the terminology that's used. And what we do is that we can define the target audience for your goods and services. So when people go to your website, or people are searching for your types of products and services, and people who are already reading content relevant to your business, we can even geo-target your competitors. So if I am, if I'm a florist and I want, and I'm open and I'm doing delivery, but I've already gone to another florist as the information from your phone, which is very scary, I realize, then now I can start serving those ads, my ads, to those people who have had interest in my competitor services. There's a whole bunch, but I'm not that. Those are the top ones that I wanted to explain to you today that we're focused on. Community display is absolutely our focus, and SEO to ensure that your ranking is improved. Next. So everyone pivot. So we're all here on Zoom. We absolutely, and I know that, we flipped over from Kamloops Matters and we launched Castanet, and Castanet has a brand recognition in Kelowna. They've been around for 15 years. But we have to do our part in the community. So by me and our team getting out the best that we can, engaging with our key stakeholders, we've been doing a lot of Zoom and a lot of phone calling. We can meet clients, flexible hours. What we did for some give back to the community, for the businesses that were open during COVID and struggling, we offered a free week of ads on Castanet Kamloops with a special offer for them to continue. It was a great way for our team to introduce ourselves to the market, but absolutely doing things in a different way so that you can still have that connection with people. Obviously, flexible pricing on our products. I mean, there has to be rate integrity. All the businesses here on the call, they understand that. But looking at how we can help, and if it made sense to defer payments, to look at strategies in a way that we can build long-term relationships. So that was what we did. Next. So the mustard seed, I started working with them by me cold calling during COVID. And so we worked together on a strategy. If you can switch to the next one. And me not knowing anybody, I talked to them on what can we do? So they had come up with a scavenger hunt contest. So these are the examples that I'm talking about for businesses downtown. If you're doing something that gives back, that helps, they had a home scavenger hunt. Each person had to pay $25, and it was an interactive activity for families to do during COVID. We helped collect gifts and prizes for the mustard seed. So next one. So our editor automatically contacted the Mustard Seed, and we did a story on our website. We shared it to our Facebook feed. The story had 280 reads in 24 hours. And on Facebook, it reached 1,744 users with 42 engagements. Our editorial team manages the Facebook, again, going back to that integrity of our news channel. And then the advertising portion of this is next. So we came up with, they came up with their ad. So we ran their ad for free. And we delivered almost 30,000 impressions. So impressions are eyeballs, people who actually saw our ad on our homepage. And I do believe, I can't see the number behind it, but I do believe, I think it was only a couple days, because currently we're serving about 100,000 impressions per week. They had 28 people click on the ad. And then we also, there was a secondary ad as well with another 30,000. So within a couple days, we delivered 60,000 impressions to help promote this community event. Next.
Shannon, Dawn has a question for you. What counts as engagement?
Engagement is when somebody likes or shares on social and on social. So I'm just gonna, we have this hidden. Oh, you're welcome. So the best part of my job is helping businesses either grow their business through marketing, assisting with sponsorships. And this is what the Mustard Seed sent when they knew that I was going to be preparing for this day. At the Mustard Seed, we have been extremely lucky and blessed to work with many wonderful organizations and businesses. Castanet Kamloops is a prime example. Through our partnership with Castanet, we have had the opportunity to work with compassionate and enthusiastic staff who go above and beyond to promote your organization. The Kamloops location of the Mustard Seed has had such an overwhelming positive experience while working with the team at Castanet Kamloops. We look forward to working with them again in the future. That is the best possible email that I think it was the best email that I got in the entire COVID. And so during that time, and now here we are. So the offer for today for the participants is we would like to offer a free digital consultation. I know that a few of you already have utilized our services, and also a free week of display ads on our website. So I would like to continue that because we are still in a position of reopening, recovery, and being kind to one another. And that is, and I thank you so very much for the opportunity today.
Thanks a lot, Shannon. That's wonderful.
Thank
That's
you.
very kind. And I'm glad to hear that it's like one of our members of our public is helping somebody else out. And that's how businesses will thrive and grow and, of course, reopen. So that's very much appreciated. So does anyone have any questions? I know some of the language can be like
a little tricky.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If I don't have the answer, I will absolutely get it to you.
I think Sam probably knows some of this language too, because I would have asked her, what's SEO? Because she's tried to show me as well. So Sam, does any of the questions that I ask you or that Carl asks you come up in mind for this presentation?
I think Shannon really did a good job at explaining most of the main concepts, at least that they would like to focus on, like SEO, digital displays. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about display ads and how people can utilize it based on their brand.
Absolutely. So for the community display, so those are the ads that you'll see on our website. And that has been the brand, so there's a couple things with community display. So in this time, specifically with COVID, I feel very strongly that there needs to be a call to action so that we can generate revenue for these clients. A branding play is great. That sort of, you know, consistent messaging, and it's a creative ad. It's not directive. So directive is when there's a call to action, and creative is when there's, you know, it's just building that brand. So utilizing our team, so our team is local who create the ads, and the expertise of making sure that there's a strong image in the ad, making sure that there's a strong call to action. And when people click on those ads, it will go to their website. So one of the things that I have, you know, really learned in the last couple of weeks is, instead of it just going, when you click on it and it just going to your website, that's not good enough. We want it to go to, you know, a free quote page, or, you know, click here and we can actually create, a coupon so that people who actually go to the businesses, they can show the ads. So there's a lot more, I feel very like we have to prove our value, but the only way that we will be able to prove it is by good creative and having the impressions on our website. So we have that currently. We're doubling the impressions that we are serving right now. And then also every month we are giving a report so that the client will see how many impressions we've served and how many clicks have been on there. We don't give the back end. The customer would actually, on their Google Analytics, people are smart. Yesterday I met with a local electrician, and he knew that of the, I think, you know, we serve about 60,000 impressions of his ads per week. And he knew exactly to the number of how many people came from Castanet onto his website. And again, he said, well, not, my phone isn't ringing. And I said, okay, well then let's change it. Let's say call for a free quote. When you click on the ad, it's going to go to their get a quote page. So us learning the businesses and what people need, especially at this time. You know, I was saying to the customer yesterday, I've worked in newspapers since 1995. This is my first digital only experience. Nobody ever said to me, well, how many people read that ad? You know, there is definitely, we have to prove the return on the investment way more strategically than I ever did with newspapers.
What's the call to action?
Call to action will be, it's a direct ask. So a call to action, click here for your free consultation. Having a special offer is a call to action. So on the 5 bean bar brew ad that's running currently on our site, it's buy one coffee and get the second one at 50%. And it actually says on the ad, show this ad when you come in. So those are actions that people actually have to do. It's not just branding. Branding is important, but people need customers. That's what we need. That's what we need right now.
Is there an appropriate time for a display, a community display ad? Like 1 week?
So the way that we do it is by the month. The timing is by the week. So the guaranteed impressions are by the week, and the way that we do the pricing is by the week. And then obviously we want to over deliver by increasing our traffic. Most of the customers that I have after the free week 25% of them continued with our site because I was able to prove the value every month. So they have been running consistently. One of the customers asked if they could go every second week. Absolutely. But it's like going to the gym. So it's that same old thing, right? You have to go to the gym to see any results. So we want to make sure that people are seeing those ads on a regular basis. The other really important thing to note, and yes, this is specific to our site, is that we limit the amount of customers that can actually buy a certain spot. So there's only, so if I said to you today, okay, you know, there's 50,000 impressions per week, this is our average traffic. Well, we're only going to sell 5 customers on that site to make sure that customers are getting the impressions that we're saying. So we don't oversell those positions, which is really important for the customers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Something that came up at the very beginning was sharing your event on the site for news and information.
Absolutely.
Can you repeat that again? Because I've forgotten from the first slide already.
That's okay. That's okay. So for example, so I'm looking all the time on Instagram and I follow Kamloops BC. I follow everything. And if I see something that is, oh, well, we would want to do a story on that, and we could run some ads and drive traffic for ticket sales. So the message is that instead of, I mean, it's great, that's part of my job and I'm looking for those things, but my goal one day is that people will come to us and they will say, we're doing this for hospice. This is what, and it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be, you know, a huge gala. People can just come, they can email me, I will get our editor involved. We can build, you know, ads that will drive traffic. And these things don't cost anything. These are things that are important to our community to spread the word for businesses specifically who are giving back. So I think that, you know, just reaching out to me, reaching out to Teresa, because I know a lot of people know Teresa, and getting the word out for all the good that's being done in this town.
I actually remember in our conversation, your passion is nonprofit organizations. Can you speak a bit about that?
Yes, it is. So that falls in line with the sponsorships. Nonprofit organizations, I've done many presentations in my former life to nonprofit organizations for them to understand, to not be afraid of the ask. And I think, you know, talking to nonprofits for so long, people can just ask me. They need to ask other media agencies in town, you know, what will you do? How can you help us? The budgets are limited. What can we do? And then, you know, building plans, strategic plans that are long-term relationships. It's not a short game, you know. With when I was at the paper, you know, their years, legacy of 20-year relationships of, you know, nonprofits like Share, which is in the Tri-Cities, Alouette Addictions, those companies, those nonprofits need our help. They don't have large budgets and people need these services. So I feel very passionate about it. So any nonprofit organization, if you're listening to this, you know, not at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're listening to this, we want to help you. I want to help you personally too.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions? We're all very quiet this morning.
The coffee hasn't set in.
Yeah, I guess not.
I just hope, you know, everyone stays healthy. Our numbers are, there's 0 cases in, you know, this region, and getting back to a thriving community. I mean, I feel it down. We've been back. I've been in the office now for almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and the energy is coming back. So it's great. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Oh, can you talk a little about the website option? Absolutely, I can. Thank you for asking. So in regards, and I think, Dawn, if I'm answering your question, we actually do create and build websites. Since transitioning from Kamloops Matters, we actually, and it's amazing, a service that we can offer, which is building websites locally. So the work is will be done out of Kelowna. The turnaround time is, you know, less than a month for us to build a website. And we have a special offer currently. So the websites are only, and I say only in air quotes, if you can see me, I'm air quoting, $2,500. And then in June, for anyone who gets a website built with us, they get an additional $1,000 worth of ads on our website to help drive traffic to your website.
With everybody going digital, a website is more important than ever. That's, it's really important, yeah.
Absolutely. So, exactly. And so maybe I was putting the cart before the horse in talking about SEO, because if you don't have a website, and I understand, because I've quoted a couple small businesses in town here who actually don't have websites, but they're not in a situation quite yet to even invest in the $2,500. So again, what we do is we come up with payment plans. We are flexible. We want to help the businesses. And if they don't have a website, then they're not going to be able to improve their SEO. And when somebody's searching their service in this market, they're not going to appear. And you know, when I was looking at this, you know, only 70% of the people click on the top 3 results. Those are the stats. So it is really important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? I look forward to meeting all of you, especially, you know, Don. And then I have a neighbor, he's on the call, who I can see his restaurant from here. So it's all good.
That's awesome. Yeah, we should be able to be going out for coffee pretty soon and just sort of
good.
have distance and stuff. So yeah, that would be
Good,
fantastic
good.
to be able to meet people in person. Me too as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does anybody have any other questions? I look forward to meeting all of you. Oh, thanks, Dawn.
Thanks, Dawn, as well. All right, well, I will sign off here. Thanks again, Shannon, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again, and perhaps we can put something up as an event, because we do have lots of events that small, socially distanced events. So I think that'll be good.
Absolutely. We will absolutely partner with you on those.
Excellent. So thank you, everyone, and good day, and we shall talk to you all soon.
Bye. Thank you.